Fire Force simply wouldn't be the same without one character, Benimaru Shinmon. At the heart of his story is a kid with hybrid second and third generation pyrokinetic powers. Benimaru's potential doesn't stop there. His stunning strength and supreme martial arts skills add to his worth. No wonder he's one of the most promising protectors in the series. In this video, we'll be exploring the life and trials of Benimaru Shinmon. From his origins to his various roles in the show's unforgettable arcs, this video is a love letter to Fire Force fans out there. Who is Benimaru Shinmon? They call him Asakusa's King of Destruction, and that in and of itself should tell you everything you need to know about how cool this guy is. Benimaru earned that name during his time as captain of Special Fire Force Company 7. Before we go any further, there's the matter of clearing up what hybrid second and third generation pyrokinetics actually means. These rare powers have come to define Benimaru in more ways than one. They let him create as well as manipulate flames with jaw-dropping accuracy. His origin story is remarkable in its own right. His earliest days go back to his adoptive father, Hibachi Shinmon, who was once a fire chief of Asakusa. Hibachi took in Benimaru after the boy was orphaned. As expected from someone of his level, the father taught his newly adopted son the art of combat and the controlling of flames. Their bond wasn't all that great. It had more downs than ups to be sure, but all that strictness led to Benimaru becoming a powerful warrior. His dad also brought him up with a special respect for Asakusa and its people. This in turn made Benimaru develop a keen sense of loyalty to the place and its populace. You can see that in Benimaru's dedicated work ethic in later years. Now, about that title, King of Destruction. Benimaru's repeatedly chaotic and oftentimes unconventional techniques are the main reason people started calling him that. Don't get us wrong, he isn't a bad guy for this. He actually breaks the rules to ensure the community stays safe. If this means some flame-bending chaos is needed, then so be it. Safe to say, Benimaru's pyrokinetics are unique. It's made him both feared and admired. His hybrid potential lets him not only ignite his own flames, but also control external ones. One look at how he does this in battle is enough proof of his greatness. What is Benimaru's personality like? Let's point out the elephant in the room. Benimaru has something of an attitude. He's brash and arrogant, but for a cause. This is a core part of his personality, but what really overtakes every other facet of his nature is his compassion. Benimaru actually values life. That's what makes him such an amazing guardian. Imagine being a destructive force, but also a benevolent savior. That's our guy. That's not to say he doesn't have an unpredictable side, because he definitely does. We'll now address the topic of his short temper. Talk about a fiery nature, huh? Benimaru has proven to be swift to anger and frightfully impulsive because of it. This might be his biggest Achilles heel. But wait, he's not out of control. His no-nonsense attitude is a good thing because Benimaru absolutely does not tolerate injustice or incompetence. This is the reason why he doesn't sugarcoat his words when it comes to expressing what he's feeling or thinking. Yes, unfiltered honesty can be a weak point, but it's a deeply ingrained feature of this pyrokinetic's personality. Benimaru leads with his heart, folks, and he has long since earned the respect of his peers. His super effective methods, well-honed skills, and sheer dedication aren't the only things that make him a leader in everyone's eyes. Guy sees himself as a protector above all else. Despite being a figure of power, his leadership is more hands-on and action-driven than anything else. Little wonder why his squad is so loyal to him. What of the people? Benimaru treats them all as equals. This itself already earns him our vote. Ensuring their well-being and earning their trust are two of his must-haves in the series. That doesn't mean he lets them off easy. Benimaru establishes a community vibe based on collective responsibility. He gets the people involved in keeping their city and each other safe. This ability sources from his innate belief in individuality and freedom, making it an important part of Benimaru's personality. What are Benimaru's abilities? Before we get into this, remember, Benimaru's a rare hybrid pyrokinetic. That means he has both second and third generation abilities, a unique combo if there ever was one. Take his signature technique, Sunwheel, for instance. Fireborne attacks and deadly accuracy define this move. We've seen how the rotational movements of this ability can devastate his opponents. Benimaru's pyrokinetic control is so advanced, he can adapt his powers to suit the situation, igniting and extinguishing flame at will. He can also control its intensity and direction. His other amazing ability is martial arts. Vigorously trained by his own adoptive father, Hibachi, Benimaru uses an intimidating combination of hand-to-hand combat and raw strength, not to forget weapons like his bow staff, to make him a punchin', slammin' terror on the battlefield. Benimaru already boasts enhanced physicality. This makes him one of the strongest characters in the Fire Force series. More than once, we've seen him go up against powerful foes and overpower them. But that doesn't mean his speed and agility are lesser by comparison. He's proven more than capable of outmaneuvering the bad guys and delivering swift justice. We have a feeling Benimaru Shinmon feels right at home in intense combat scenarios. His abilities are used for both destruction and protection, making him a powerhouse in every way. How does Benimaru actually use pyrokinesis? Is it just us, or is it getting hot in here? Even if you turn up the AC, you can't cool down the pyrokinetic prowess of Benimaru Shinmon. Harnessing his rare ability as a hybrid second and third generation pyrokinetic isn't as easy as it seems. He doesn't just close his eyes and unleash hell. Wielding such powers demands extraordinary finesse on Benimaru's part, and he rises to the occasion like a champ. He can manifest flames as well as manipulate ones that are already around him. With his second-generation talents, he can control any and all external fires. The tactical advantages of having this kind of skill in battle are self-evident. Think about it. His allies can create flames, and Benimaru can use them in a fight. Reshaping and redirecting flames aside, Benimaru can also turn the fiery tables on his enemies in gobsmacking ways. Suppose a bad guy chooses to use fire, assuming that they can fight fire with fire, but they'd be wrong, because Benimaru can use their own flames against them. As for his third-generation pyrokinetics, they let Benimaru produce flames independently in what seems to be godlike ways. The destructive potential of his powers is already up there, but we still can't help but feel they're kinda underrated at times. We mean that because this kid is also a hybrid, meaning he can seamlessly switch between modes during battle. He can make fire, he can control fire, he can rinse and repeat, anytime, anywhere. But hey, Benimaru's not some human version of Charizard. He can also go subtle when he wants to. Fans have seen him ignite specific objects or extinguish flames in an instant without making a big to-do about it. This is skill, people. Benimaru Shinmon has earned his status as a reputed, respected pyrokinetic. What happens in the Special Fire Force Company 1 arc? Benimaru has a lot to prove in the Special Fire Force Company 1 arc. He not only shows that he can shield Asakusa during critical moments, but also establishes his innate talent for leadership. Remember, there's some serious tension between the Fire Force companies and the mysterious Evangelist faction around this time. As Asakusa's guardian, Benimaru has a tough time facing Infernals on one side and various threats on the other. His unconventional methods notwithstanding, Benimaru admirably rallies and protects the community during the Asakusa battle. His resolve shines strong as he leads the Special Fire Force Company 7 against Infernals. The sheer ferocity of Benimaru's hybrid pyrokinetic powers is showcased in this arc. It adds even more fuel to his King of Destruction title. Maintaining a people-first approach, Benimaru leads a multi-layered face-off where he has to be both protector and destroyer wherever needed. Yes, he has a fallout with some of the other captains. That's only because of his blunt personality and how much he hates hierarchy. None of those other captains can speak ill of Benimaru's contributions to the Evangelist Activities investigation. Between his strength and his insight, Benimaru helps Company 1 unearth vital enemy plans, proving his commitment to fighting and defeating the bigger problem. How does Benimaru evolve in the Preacher Pursuit arc? This is an important arc in the series because it's where Benimaru goes through some seriously sweet character development. He's no longer as detached as before, but actively takes part in the battle against the Evangelist's forces. It will be hard to accept that the same Benimaru used to show disinterest in Fire Force's many challenges. He was happy being focused solely on Asakusa's immediate safety. None of this makes Benimaru lazy or heartless. He just never cared for authority or hierarchy. That's why he's often reluctant to engage with external conflicts. All of that changes in the Preacher Pursuit arc, in which the Evangelist threat has escalated to the point Benimaru feels compelled to do something permanent to stem the fanaticism of the white-clad followers. Obviously, Asakusa is endangered by their actions. This itself is enough encouragement for Benimaru to do something big. His protective instincts are triggered when he realizes the only way to honor his loyalty to Asakusa is to get really involved in the Evangelist problem. This arc sees Benimaru intricately cooperating and coordinating with other Fire Force companies. His lone wolf tendencies are shelved as he works with allies however needed. He finally seems to understand that adaptability and collaboration are weapons in their own right when it comes to confronting a common enemy. We love this about him. But all of these decisions have an emotional price tag for Benimaru. He's basically sacrificing his own personal ideologies here. Internal conflicts are bound to pop up, and they do. Regardless, Benimaru's actions make him see that the world is a big place, and Asakusa is just a small part of it. He thus evolves from a solitary guardian to a team player, giving fans every reason to adore him if they didn't already. What happens in the Asakusa arc? Benimaru and the 8th Brigade are given a nice focus in the Asakusa arc, where the city itself faces a critical threat. We see more being revealed about the white-clad sinister plans, which don't spell happy future for the people of Asakusa. Also remember, infernals are all over the place, spreading their own fiery chaos. Let's just say Benimaru has his hands full in this arc. Boy is naturally distrustful of other Fire Force companies. He doesn't always believe their motives are in the right place. This adds to the intrigue in the Asakusa arc, where we see this strained relationship unravel. Before long, Captain Shinra Kusakabe earns Benimaru's trust. Not completely, but you get the idea. As the saying goes, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. By striving to figure out the evangelist's activities, Shinra Kusakabe and Benimaru find themselves teaming up to take on a common foe. The attacks are only getting worse, so Benimaru, ever the protector of Asakusa, decides enough is enough, applicable even to his own reserved nature, and agrees to collaborate with the 8th Brigade. He clearly recognizes the value of their assistance when it comes to protecting Asakusa. Practical and pragmatic, that's our Benimaru. He leads Asakusa's defense, and in doing so proves his commitment to the community. His intense nature takes center stage, and he masterfully uses his hybrid pyrokinetic abilities to take down white-clad operatives and infernals alike. Clever combination of strategy and strength is pitted against overwhelming odds in this arc, where we witness how Benimaru's decisions let Asakusa see another day. How does Benimaru perform in the Vulcan's Workshop arc? Anyone who has to play the part of mentor has our respect. Benimaru's role in training Shinra and Arthur is given amazing attention in the Vulcan's Workshop arc. We see him taking Shinra Kusakabe and Arthur Boyle under his wing and training them to fight the Evangelist's forces on improved terms. The villain's dark work is only getting darker after all. Unorthodox but effective, Benimaru's training style hones the skills of the two young pyrokinetics and pushes them to their limits, physically and mentally. If you thought Benimaru's personality was intense, you should see just how hard he goes on Shinra and Arthur. Discipline, resilience, and mastery are a core part of Benimaru's curriculum for those two. Shinra receives a solid lesson in precision. His third-generation flame powers demand it, that's for sure. He helps Shinra gain better control over his ignition abilities. Shinra's flight techniques and attack force gradually improve as well. Swordsmanship is the name of the game where Arthur is concerned. He also learns to enhance his overall combat awareness. Fans know full well how easily Arthur gets distracted. By channeling his imagination and honing his focus, Benimaru helps Arthur become a deadly force on the battlefield. Both of them get the best training imaginable under Benimaru, and they are both shoved out of their comfort zones to get it. This arc certainly contributes to Shinra and Arthur's growth as Fire Force fighters. The arc also highlights Benimaru's awesomeness as a leader. What is Benimaru's role in the Versus Holy Soul Temple arc? Any fan of anime will agree that going up against corrupt authority will entail some seriously badass combat. Benimaru does not disappoint in that. His role in the Versus Holy Soul Temple arc rips into the tension already simmering between the Fire Force and the Holy Soul Temple. Apparently, the temple has been indulging in secret deals with the Evangelist. This arc drags those hidden truths into the light. Knowing what we know about how much Benimaru despises hierarchical systems and authority, he's more than the ideal choice to go up against these people. Figuring out the extent of the temple's corruption and exposing their agenda, Benimaru plays a game-changing role in this arc. Flaming his innate sense of justice and stoking his determination to protect the innocent from any and all exploitation, Benimaru firmly goes up against the rotten Holy Soul Temple. It's not in our guy's nature to involve himself in such external conflicts. The temple threat is simply too great to ignore. Soon, Benimaru's fiery resolve clashes with the ambitions of the temple's elite forces. Benimaru unleashes the full range of his potential as a hybrid second and third generation pyrokinetic, helping him deface and defeat the temple's elite agents. Great destruction unfolds as Benimaru expertly harnesses his flame manipulation powers. His actions mean a lot in this arc because he definitively proves that it's important to question blind loyalty to authority. What he accomplishes in this arc reverberates throughout the entire series, changing plenty of elements among allies as well as enemies. How does Benimaru deal with the Stigma arc? This is a hugely important chapter in the series. The Stigma arc pits Benimaru against white-clad forces in jaw-dropping and plot-twisting ways. Somewhere along the way, Company 8 sees some interesting developments as well. Now, whatever mentoring Benimaru has been doing so far is put to the test. We clearly see him unleashing his ferocity against white-clad operatives. Relying on his well-honed hybrid pyrokinetic abilities, he counters the enemy like a champ. Fueled by his need to protect Asakusa Asakusa and surrounding regions, Benimaru certainly does not go easy on the white-clad. Both allies and civilians alike benefit from his leadership in this arc, more so than before. The Evangelist's forces don't know what hit them, so to speak. Our guy's training arc moments repeat with Company 8. He gets them ready to go up against the darkness that threatens their home. Benimaru's mentorship comes full circle in this arc as he sees fellow Fire Force members rising to meet the challenge. Using tough love techniques, Benimaru teaches Company 8, including Shinra Kusakabe and Arthur Boyle, the value of discipline and control. His aim is to help them maximize their unique abilities because that's the only way their skills are going to be useful in the fight to come. By empowering his allies, the fearless warrior that is Benimaru proves he can access the best of three worlds: fighter, protector, and guide against the white-clad threat. What happens in the Obi's Rescue arc? Some cool Assassin's Creed-style stealth takes place in the Obi's Rescue arc. Benimaru finds himself donning a disguise and going undercover. The mysterious Moonlight Mask becomes his weapon of choice as he initiates a bold rescue mission to save the stalwart captain of Company 8, Akitaru Obi, from his captors, the Holy Soul Temple. Suffice to say, this is a high-stakes operation. Adopting an entire persona, in this case the Moonlight Mask, isn't easy. Our guy Benimaru has to not only infiltrate enemy territory, he also has to keep his true identity hidden at all times. Moving like a shinobi right under the temple's nose adds a ton of intrigue to this arc. Benimaru's strategic insight is brought to the forefront in stunning ways, while his typically brash personality takes a break. Keeping the entire operation under the radar, Benimaru applies strategy, stealth, and subtlety to outstanding effect. He effortlessly dismantles the entire temple forces standing between him and Captain Akitaru Obi. That's not to say Benimaru doesn't call upon his flame manipulation powers at all. He does, but in more subtle and precise ways. He does whatever it takes to ensure Obi's safety, even coordinating with Company 8 members to get the job done. Marvelous verdict! Benimaru Shinmon's journey is iconic. This guy's a combination of raw power, profound loyalty, and personal growth. It certainly made him an unforgettable figure in the Fire Force series and anime as a whole. From his fierce protection of Asakusa to his leadership in battles against the Evangelist's forces, Benimaru has worked both hard and smart to get where he is. This warrior and guardian is an inspiration, not only to the fans, but also to the members of Company 8 who've witnessed firsthand his dedication to justice, ever-evolving sense of purpose. We have a good feeling there's more to see and appreciate about Benimaru, extraordinary hybrid pyrokinetic who has made a name for himself as both a destructive force and benevolent protector. We officially have a Season 3 after 5 years of waiting. We're super excited to see what Benimaru does next. Let us know in the comments what you're expecting to see in the 3rd season of Fire Force, which released on April 4th, 2025. As always, thanks for watching Marvelous videos. Don't forget to punch those like and subscribe buttons, and stay tuned for more deep dives into your favorite anime characters.